What's up guys, Bolt here bringing you a brand new Fast and Furious car remake. In today's remake, I'm bringing you the 1999 Honda S2000 that Johnny Tran drives in The Fast and the Furious. The very first installment and very first movie of the Fast and Furious franchise, and a very highly requested car. A lot of people requested this, and this was the second winner for the community tab question that I asked. I'm going to put those on screen right now so I don't forget at the very end of the video. That way, you know, they're here already. So thank you very much for that, guys. I'm also going to find a few probably screenshots of people actually requesting it a little bit earlier on. So I apologize about it not being up. But I thought I would actually do this one in the car meet because, you know, it's a car meet car and it also has, you know, trade price, basic price, and all that stuff. So the car turned out great. I think it turned out great. The customization is pretty well decent. It's not the greatest. It doesn't have a livery, but thanks to my ingenuity and creativeness, I came up with a livery as well as added a custom emblem. Now, this is not my custom emblem. I am not taking any credit for this. This goes to the Policia RSS crew, which is one of the good guys that is actually, I think, subscribed or even likes my videos. I appreciate him actually creating this. He wanted to recreate the car because he loved the car so much. And he did a great job on this emblem, and it just fits the build really, really nicely. The sad part is it doesn't save if I change back to my crew. It goes to my crew emblem and not this. I wish it was the same crew emblem that you put on for each crew, but, you know, like you could have multiple crews and multiple designs on, you know, different cars, but unfortunately that is not the case. But again, thank you very much to, I think it's ZXZ Destructors XZ. Very weird name. Kind of interesting spelling and everything, but Destructors, you know who you are, dude. Appreciate the effort and the actually customization on this emblem. It looks amazing, fantastic. I mean, I helped a little bit with the color because I think he was a little bit off on that, but I mean, other than that, he did it all by himself. Major props to him. I can't do the emblem creator at all to save my life, but I mean, adding this on there, you literally get what the car means and what it is supposed to represent, and it just fits the build really, really beautifully. So if you want to join his crew, I will put a link down in the description below for his crew. I think you would probably have to get his permission to join because I think it is, you know, so many members and everything, and I think he has to approve that you join. But anyways, we're going to start off with the base price. So we're going to go to the internet. We're going to go to the travel and transport website. We're going to go down to the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website. And you want to go down and you want to find yourself the Dinka RT3000, part of the Los Santos Tuners update. Now, if you do not have the trade price like I do here, you're going to be paying $1,715,000, which I'm going to put right here in the video. If you do have the trade price, it's going to be $1,286,250. Now, this car is relatively cheap, I would say, for the build. But I mean, you could also make Suki's build out of it as well. I made that video on my channel. I'll put that, maybe put like a card or something like up here in the corner or something, or somewhere on the video, or maybe down in the description. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, you can go check that out if you want. It's also my playlist. I made a Fast and Furious builds playlist, so there you go. But yeah, once you have your car and you have your color, meet us at the Los Santos car meet location. Like I said, I thought I would do this here because this car was released during this update, and it just kind of fits and screams the car build. So now I do want to note that this is a 1999 Honda S2000. Now I know I said it was a 2000 Honda S2000 on my Suki build, but the car that this was, since I'm actually looking off Craig Lieberman's site, is a 1999 Honda S2000, and this was the same as that car that was used in Too Fast, Too Furious for Suki's build as well. So it is, Suki's is also a 1999. So I apologize about the mistake on that. I'd say it's probably roughly anywhere from a 1999 to a 2000 year Honda S2000, but that's just me. And that's what I'm going to say. So let's just get right into the modification of this thing. So as we pull in the Dinka RT3000s in the sports category, should be self-explanatory. It looks like it is based mainly, predominantly around a Honda S2000, which looks great. Again, I'm really happy with how it turned out, and hopefully you are too. So as I go over all my builds, I go over the overall look, the visual appearance, and the basic design of the car and how it's portrayed in the movie, game, or anywhere else in general itself. Anything I don't go over is completely up to you. I just put these staples on my build. If you want to recreate my build or take some things away from my build to add to your own or make your own, then you're more than welcome to, and just follow along with the video. So without further ado, let's get into the build. To start things off, we're going to go to bumpers. You want to go to the front bumper, and you want to put on the race car bumper. Now, I think this fits the best. It kind of has like the fins on the side. It also is best also built for this car, but it could also be used for the build for Suki's build as well. But I think this one fits the best for Johnny Tran's build, or you know, I'm just going to call him Tran. Tran's build is like best represented by this design here, and I just think it looks really great. And I believe his body kit for his car was a Veilside Millennium body kit of some sort. So that's the one I think that fits the best, is the race car bumper. From there, we move on to the rear bumper. You want to go with the street bumper. Now, I think this fits the best because you want to have those rear spats on the back. If you go with the chop bumper, it kind of cuts them out and makes the bumper a little bit more open. But you want to actually add those spats because it was a little bit of like an angled design. I guess it had, again, a body kit on it, and it just kind of fits the best. I think the street bumper is the best option. All the other ones kind of like remove the bumper and everything, and it just doesn't look right. These at least add a little bit more of a rear spats to the back end, giving that back end a little bit more definition and not covering up the exhaust as it should be. From there, move on to the engine. Now, again, this is my own take on it. I don't really know what was underneath the hood, so I think I kept most of this stock, but I will go over it just to make sure and just to let you know what I went with. So for the engine block, I went with the stock engine block. For the cam cover, I kept the cam cover stock as well. For the strut brace, I went with the lightened racing strut brace. I believe I went with this because I think it also had it in Suki's build, but I could be wrong. Maybe I just added it because I saw a picture of his underneath the hood somewhere. And for the air filters, I kept it stock as well. So pretty much like an all red engine with like the kind of like holy strut brace in there. From there, move on to the exhaust. I went with the twin chrome tipped exhaust, mainly because it was a twin exhaust. It wasn't a single like these. And it would be nice if we could get the race exhaust in twin, but unfortunately we can't. So the twin chrome tipped exhaust is the best option. All the other ones kind of put like the burnt tipped or the titanium tipped on it, and we don't really want that. So the chrome tipped exhaust is the best option, and you want them to be sticking out a little bit because that's how the build was. So the twin chrome tipped exhausts are the ones that I think fit the best. From there, move on to the headlight covers. You want to keep them stock. Wasn't colored or anything like that, so just keep them stock. After that, move on to the fenders. You want to go with the stock front fenders and also the stock rear fenders. Now, the other fenders, put on rivets and bolt-ons and kind of removes the front end and all that. You don't want that. You just want to keep it nice, smooth, and stock. After that, move on to the grill. You want to go with the stock grill. I didn't see no intercooler or anything in there from all the pictures I've seen and all the, screenshots and everything, and even from the movie I didn't see nothing in there, so I would definitely just go with the stock grill. Also, he didn't have a turbo in this, which I'll go over in a little bit, but an intercooler would help with that, so most likely he didn't have an intercooler in here. From there, move on to the hood. You want to go with the double vented hood. Now, it does put the hood catches on the front there, which kind of suck. Another great option that you could go for is the bolt-on vents, but I mean they're bolt-on and they're a little sticking out a little bit more. The double vented hood I think fits a little bit better because it's a little more matching with the hood. It's not sticking out as much. The only thing that's kind of sticking out is the hood catches, but other than that, I still think it looks great, and it just kind of screams the design a little bit better than the bolt-on vents. So again, double vented hood, my best choice. From there, we move on to the interior. You want to go to the dash, and you just want to keep that stock. You didn't have like a handbrake or any kind of like stripped interior type deal, so I would definitely just go with the stock dash. I think the interior is stock for the most part, so yeah, just keep it stock for the dash. After that, move on to the doors. You just want to keep them stock as well. Again, pretty much a stock interior of a Honda S2000, and it just looks really nice. After that, move on to the seats. You want to go with the carbon bucket seats. I think these fit the best. It did have like racing seats in it, and I did went with the carbon bucket seats because it, just kind of has like the red straps to it. I don't feel like the green straps really fit, and I just feel like the red straps kind of blend in more, and it just, as you can see, it just kind of blends into the seat. Looks a lot better. The green straps kind of stick out a little bit too much, and I don't feel like he had maybe even any straps at all. I think it was, like I said, for the most part stock, but unfortunately we can't really do anything like that and get the same kind of design to it. So again, I think the carbon bucket seats is still the best option because you have those red straps to kind of match in with the seat. After that, I move on to the steering wheels. I went with the stock one, even though it did have NOS buttons on it. It was kind of like an add-on, like it was just cosmetically there because you didn't have NOS. I don't think, at least I hope not, but I mean, in the pictures I'll show, you'll see like the NOS buttons on the steering wheel, like kind of like an add-on to the standard steering wheel. It's not like a modified or an aftermarket one. So yeah, I would just go with the stock one personally, but that's just me, and that's my best choice for the build. After that, we move on to the lights. You want to go to headlights, and you want to go and put on the white lights. If you actually see the one scene where he's pulling in the garage and going to like interrogate the one guy with like the oil and everything in that one scene, he actually has white lights on his Honda S2000. So I think the white lights are a great personal choice for the build. The stock ones are just a little bit too oldish looking for this car, I guess. It's a little bit newer, so the white lights actually fit really nicely. After that, move on to the neon kits. Neon lights gonna be none. Didn't ever see the car at night except for that one time it was pulling in the garage, but I didn't see any neon. After that, move on to the livery. Now, unfortunately, Rockstar didn't give us a livery for this, so I kind of had to make my own. I went with the Mine Street Car livery, mainly because it kind of adds like a little bit of design there, a little bit more red and everything, and the car actually was a black car with like You know, like the colors on the side here, as you can see, more like the goldish, yellowish color around here because he had like the shurikens and all that, and like Chinese like design to it, I believe, or something like that. But the red just kind of gives it a little bit more accent than just having nothing on there at all, or even like, say for example, the shopping list type deal, which you can't even see. So I thought adding the My Mock streetcar adds a little bit more to it. It does add like a little bit of the shopping list to it, but you can't really tell it. It's just pretty much for the red accents and everything on it. So yeah, I think the My Mock streetcar livery is the best choice for this build. From there, move on to the mirrors. You just want to keep them stock. They weren't upgraded or smaller. They were actually just like the stock Honda S2000 mirrors. After that, move on to the plate. You want to go with the blue and white 2 because it's the best representation for the California style plate, in my personal opinion. And the custom plate you want to go for is 4KDU696. Again, that is 4KDU696. Now again, this is the custom plate that's in the movie, also on the car in real life. And I did also make a mistake. I apologize. I do want to point this out right now. But this was Danny's car, the guy that was known as Danny Yamato in the first movie. He was driving the white Honda Civic. This was his own personal car, and they used it instead. I believe I messed this up with the white RX-7. That was owned by a personal, like, owner. Yeah, that is the custom plate that's on the car, and I think that fits best for the build is the blue and white too. After that, we move on to the roof. Same respray for last. We go and keep the stock roof. You want that nice soft roof. You don't want it nice and solid, and you definitely don't want to remove it like you did for Suki's build, which I think is right here. So you just want to keep that nice soft roof and just keep it stock. After that, move on to the splitters. Now I went with the carbon splitter. The inside is kind of like open, as you can see, and it kind of covers that up, so you can't really see anything there, and it just kind of makes it more dark inside. Because looking in from the front on one of these pictures I'm going to show, you can't really see it that well in there, and I feel like just having it open like this is not enough. I feel like just adding a carbon splitter, or maybe even like a plastic splitter, which, you know, again is just like black for the most part, to the top of the window. It's not the same design, but it is closer to the middle of the back end. What I mean by that is if we go down here to the drift wing, you see how the brackets kind of space out, and we go back to the BGW one, it goes right into the middle, like closer to the middle. This is why I chose this one, even though the brackets on the outside of this one actually fits the build even better. I still think that the extreme downforce BGW one fits the best. From there, move on to the sun strips. Didn't have no sun strips, so don't put one on. After that, we move on to suspension. I went with the competition suspension. It was lowered quite a bit, and it was pretty well like to the ground. Now with this car, it doesn't lower it that much, but I feel like the competition suspension is the best option for this. Kind of gives the same amount of wheel gap as well as the ride height, so I think it fits really well. From there, we move on to the turbo. Now, at one point, I did have a turbo on this, but I did find out that it was naturally aspirated. What's that mean is it didn't have a turbo or a supercharger or anything of that sort. It was just pretty much almost, I would say, stock for the most part. So if you want to add a turbo, because this car is a little bit slow and it should be a little bit faster, you're more than welcome to. I may add a turbo a little bit later on, but as of right now in this video, I'm going to keep with none. And that's probably the main reason why I didn't have an intercooler in there either. After that, move on to the wheels. You want to go to wheel type, you want to go down to the street category, and you want to put on the deep flake rims. These, I think, fit the best. They have the same kind of middle design as well as the spokes and everything going in towards the car. Also is more deep dish, and they just fit really well, and I think these are pretty much almost identical to the ones that are in the movie, at least for this build, and I think in the second movie possibly as well. May need to change that up, but as of right now, I'm not going to. But yeah, the deep flake ones I think fit the best, and they look really great. And the sad part is you can't make them all chrome because they were chrome, but Rockstar doesn't allow that because these are the new rims. So what you want to do is go with the deep flake. Then after that, you want to go to the wheel color and just keep them alloy. Kind of matches the chrome, and it kind of like blends in with the chrome. Unfortunately, it doesn't get the shine from the chrome like the outside rim does, like part of the rim does, but it still does look great, and it looks a lot better than adding it or making it frost white or something along those lines. After that, move on to the tires. Tire design, you want to just go with the stock tires. It didn't have the text on the tires, so I definitely would just keep them stock. After that, move on to the tire enhancements. I would go with standard tires personally, because you can add bulletproof tires on if you wish. It is GTA Online, I understand that. But I wouldn't add low grip tires. It doesn't really need it, plus the performance for it is not really good anymore, because Rockstar destroyed the tuner cars. So yeah, I would personally just keep with standard tires, because it's more realistic if you did. And after that, move on to the tire smoke. You just want to go with white tire smoke. Last before the respray is windows, and you want to go with a nice dark limo. As he's pulling up to Jesse to race him, you can see those windows are completely darked out. And I'm not sure about his back rear window, but I know his side windows were completely darked out, and it looked really sick. And I will see you guys in 2 seconds with a rolled steel primer color. Alright, and we're back. As you see, I have my car and my primed out rolled steel. Pretty much what I always do for all my builds, that way you know if I'm doing an LSC color or a custom crew color. But it doesn't really matter anymore because I'm going to be doing both. Unfortunately, for this one, you just need an LSC color. You don't need a custom crew color for it. So what you want to do is you want to go and make this car all black. So the easiest thing to do and the cheapest thing to do, since you don't need a pearlescent, is to actually go to primary color, go down to the classic colors. You want to go up to the black and just apply that right there. Then you want to back out, go to your secondary color, same thing, go down to classic, and just go up to the blacks and apply that again right there. That's going to give that nice dark black color to the Honda S2000 that Johnny Tran was driving, and it just fits the build and the car really nicely, especially for this build anyways. After that, move on to the trim color. I went with the blaze red. It had a nice red interior, and I thought maybe like a dark red would fit well, but I feel like a blaze red is kind of like a mixture between dark and light, if that makes any sense. It's dark enough to be dark red, but it's light enough to be a light red-ish. It's not like a normal red. It's just a little bit darker than normal red, but it's not like too dark, you know? It's kind of hard to explain, but this is the one I chose. The blaze red, I think, fits the best. After that, we move on to the accent color. I went with the Torino red. Now, I guess you could go with a blaze red if you really wanted to, but I feel like a Torino red's more vibrant and sticks out a little bit better than a blaze red. So that's the one I went for, is a Torino red. After that, we move on to the crew emblem. Again, I added the crew emblem thanks to Policia RSS. I think it is the crew name and the person that is Destructors. Thank you again for the awesome design. Most of the time, I don't add a crew emblem, but I mean for this one, and if you want to keep it like looking awesome, join this crew, make it your own crew emblem, or you know, do something along those lines and add this to it. It just fits the build and it just makes the build in general, because without it, it just is another Honda S2000 that's black for the most part. People will understand that it is Johnny Tran's Honda S2000, but with that little bit of emblem on the side, that design, that little bit of extra finesse, it just looks, and you just get the point across even more. So again, great job Destructors on the emblem. I'm sorry it took so long to make this video and everything, but thank you again for letting me join and actually creating this. It looks amazing, and I'm glad I could actually help to make it look as accurate as possible, especially for the color, because your color was a little bit off when you first showed me it, but you know what? Right now, it looks perfect. It really does. It looks amazing, and I wouldn't change it any other way. Again, I wish I could keep this emblem on this car and then change crews back to my crew and have this emblem stay the same, but that is not the case, unfortunately. And that is it. That is how you recreate Johnny Tran's 1999 Honda S2000 that he drives very, very limitedly in the movie The Fast and the Furious. I mean, it is a beautiful car. It's a really nice looking car. Again, adding a turbo probably would help out a little bit because this car is a little tiny bit slow, especially because it has no double clutch feature anymore, no speed boost and all that stuff. So, you know, it does fit really well. I mean, you can add one. It's not going to hurt it. But, I mean, if you want to make it as accurate as possible, I personally wouldn't add one because it was naturally aspirated, just like the Eclipse in the first movie as well that Brian drove. So we're going to go back to our parking spot, see what time it is outside. 5 o'clock. I mean, it's a little bit dark out, but you know what? We'll go outside anyways. I think I'm still in passive. So it's daytime outside. I thought I'd wait till that time and actually, you know, do a little spin for you. It was dark out when I first got out here, so I thought I'd wait until actually the sun came up so you guys can see us in all its glory. I'm really happy with how it turned out. The only thing I wish I could say I could change would be just to keep that emblem on the side. If I could keep that emblem on the side of this vehicle, I would be extremely happy and extremely set to go. But unfortunately, that is not the case, and this is Rockstar. I'm hoping for the expanded and enhanced version, they allow different like crew emblems on different cars. That would be awesome. But I guess we'll see. Let's go for a little bit of a drive. Again, don't have any turbo in this thing. You don't hear blow up valve or anything, so I'm gonna go this way actually. That guy's going crazy back there. Okay, but yeah, I mean, this car is really, it turned out really, really great. I'm actually really happy with this build compared to Suki's build, because it is a lot more accurate for this build than Suki's build, I would say. Because the livery and everything is not spot on, but it does give a little bit more design and definition than Suki's, I think. But I mean, Suki has better options, I would say. So I kind of had to make my own up. But overall, again, I'm happy with the build. You guys can let me know what you think of it and what you thought about the design and customization. And also let me know what you guys thought of Destructor's design. You think it turned out good? You think it is pretty accurate to the Shuriken like logo emblem design or livery for the movie? Let me know. I would be happy to hear, and I'm sure he would be happy to hear too. let us know down in the comment section down below. So anyways, I think that's going to be it. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down in the comment section down below for what build you want me to do next. And I will definitely get back to you. It might be a day or two, but I will get back to you and let you know whether I can do the build or not. I try to pride myself on communication with you guys, whether you're subscribed or not. I don't want to give you false hope if I don't need to. If I can't do the build, I'll let you know. If I can do the build, I'll let you know. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the love and support. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Catch you guys later. I'm out. Peace.